What is up, YouTube? Before I get into the video, let me remind you, if you like my content, please hit that like and subscribe button. And also, if you want to be notified as these videos drop, go ahead and hit the bell icon. And finally, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on my Patreon at patreon.com/uncommonramen, capital U, capital R. I do all this in my free time, so any amount of support can help me bring more of this content to you more often. You may be noticing that I am casting from a different location at the moment. With the storms that have been hitting California, our power has gone out in my place, and so I've had to find a different place to do my video. We are going to be looking at the new secret drop, the December super drop. So this is going to be the Transformers as well as some of the new art stuff. I figure we just jump into these, and really what we want to see is all those neat little extras on the side, and obviously the DJ Scarab God card. So let's see, where are we going to start today? Well, I guess we could start. No, we don't want to start with that one. We want to start with this one. So we're going to take a look really quickly here at the Welcome to the Fungal. This one has some really crazy art in it. This one was an accidental back for me. I didn't actually mean to pre-order this one because I didn't really have any intention of using any of the cards in this. I know that they're very cool cards and everything, but I don't have a huge use for any of them, so now I have no choice but to build a deck around them. So we got ourselves this Abundant Growth with, just really beautiful art here, and Abundant Growth is just good in most enchantment related decks that have green in it, so even if I don't end up using this in a Saproling deck, you could use it with Sithis, or you could use it with Estrid or something to that effect. Still very good. We have Michaeloth. This is probably the craziest art that you'll ever see from Michaeloth, and it kind of gives you the vibes of psychedelic mushroom tripping, if you will, and maybe this is what Michaeloth is making you see. Then we have Gave, or Gave. I don't know how people want to pronounce that. Guru of Spores. This one is a really interesting commander. This may end up being what I end up using as inspiration to build a Gave or Gave, whatever you want to call him, deck, because I hadn't originally intended on doing so. Then we have Slimefoot the Stowaway. Just really cool art for him. Big fan of this card, so this is just a really cool addition to the collection. And then finally we have our really sick looking Saproling token. It just looks really crazy. And then our card from behind is a Toxin Sliver. That's very cool. Toxin Sliver in its full art. So I don't know if this is just me, but you can, with these extra cards that they've been putting in the back, I don't know if other people have noticed this as well, but there is a little bit of a lip here, and I don't know how that happened through the printing, if it was because of how it got cut when they were printing it or whatever, but you can just barely see that lip here. That's kind of synonymous with a lot of the newer stuff that I've been receiving, and while it looks like it's also on the secret layer, at least the token. Is it on Slimefoot? Yeah, it is on Slimefoot. It's on the whole secret layer. Just something to keep track of. I don't know if I would consider it damage myself, but we'll see how that patterns out. Next, let's take a look at, this is the one I was most excited for. This is a drop that if you wanted an Ulamog, the what is it, Ceaseless Hunger? It was the $45 Ulamog. If you wanted one, this was the time to get it, because not only did you get Ulamog, you also got Galta and Atali. This was $30 if it was non-foil, and so it was significantly cheaper than you could get a Ulamog for on the market, and probably one of the best ways and probably the last time you'll ever see it at that price to get that Ulamog. So if you missed this, I feel for you, but you know, it is what it is. This is the Ulamog I'm talking about. Yeah, Ceaseless Hunger. This Ulamog is currently, or at least last I had checked, was currently on TCG Player for like $45. Not this particular printing, but this version, the Ceaseless Hunger Ulamog. So we have Ulamog, Ceaseless Hunger, and we'll pull that off camera so we can look at the other side. The other side basically shows you it gives you kind of like a feel of the back of a cereal box, but then also tells you what it does right here. Very cool card. I'm really excited about these. I've been wanting to get my hands on an Ulamog for a while. I didn't want to pay the $40. I felt like the $30 plus all the extra cards involved here was just a better thing. So now we have our Atali Primal Storm as well. And again, we'll pull that guy off camera and we'll show you the back of the card. And again, it just has the cereal box feeling to it. Super cool idea. I know that some people aren't going to enjoy this. I love this kind of thing. I think it's really interesting and fresh. And then finally, we have ourselves Galta, Primal Hunger. And then on the back of that, we have everything you need to know about that. And then finally, our special card in here was a Pulmonic Sliver. This one doesn't look like it has that lip on it. Yeah, so this one seems to have avoided the lip, but we still have an issue with the cornering down here. Pulmonic Sliver. All right, next we'll take a look at a underwhelming Secret Lair. We're gonna look at the art of Frank Frazetta. Apparently this one went over like a lead balloon with the community. I love the art. I think it was fan-freaking-tastic. But a lot of people just didn't like it, so maybe they chose the wrong cards for it, but honestly, I was super excited about the cards they chose for it. All right, so starting with Field Marshal, this wasn't the one I was excited for. Field Marshal, I don't actually run in a deck right now, but hey, it gives me a reason to build a Soldier Tribal, right? Then we have ourselves a Temporal Manipulation, take an extra turn spell, very cool, and the art on here I think is fantastic. You know, to each their own, I guess. We have our Dark Ritual, and this is what I was super excited about. I know it seems really ridiculous to be excited about this, especially considering Dark Ritual probably has the most varied arts among cards available in the card pool. But I love this art. I think it looks incredible. And then the next card that I was really excited for, Midnight Reaper. This is a card I actually am using, and this art looks incredible to me. I don't care what anybody says. I think this art looks really good. And then finally, we have Seize the Day. This is another card I'm using, although I don't know if I'll use this one. I do love the art, but it doesn't go with the theme of the deck that I'm building, so still very cool card. And then our extra is Lightning Strike with his art on it. Okay, that's a little disappointing. They could have used this for Bolt, but we got Lightning Strike instead. Not a big deal. I love the art, though. I love the art. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see. We have... Yeah, let's do Kozendan. Another Story. I don't remember if I backed the first one with him. I might have started backing these a little bit later. I forget what I was excited about in this one too. I just remember this had a few cards that I wanted to use. So I guess we'll be able to see what those are in a moment. Oh, that's right, Sarah Ascendant. So this is another one of those situations where the card, one of the very first cards that you get from here, Sarah Ascendant, is extremely expensive right now. I think it was, when I had last checked, it was in the $40s to $50 range. I wanted one, but didn't want to pay the money for it. I paid $30 for this, and you get a heck of a lot more value out of it, not just the Sarah Ascendant. So this is what the biggest reason why I backed it was for the Sarah Ascendant. followed by rapid hybridization. I never have enough of these, so I'm a huge fan of this rapid hybridization. Plus the art on here just looks so crazy. Next up, we have the Demonic Consultation. Though I love this card and I'm glad to own it, I don't know if I would ever use it. The ability scares me a little bit. We got Winds of Change, another fantastic card that I can't wait to use in my wheel deck. And then finally we have Llanowar Elves, which I think is probably one of my favorite looking printings so far of Llanowar Elves. And then finally, our extra card in here is a Homing Sliver. Very nice. Does it have the... I don't know what it is. Some of these have the lip and some of these don't. And this one actually looks really good. Has a little bit of a lip over here. All right, so the final of these before we jump into the Transformers Secret Lair and then eventually the DJ Scarab card is the Meaning of Life Maybe. I didn't back the entire thing. There was a lot of things in this drop that I just wasn't all that interested in. They had the Planeswalkers, which I hate the way those Planeswalkers look. And they had, I think, 2 other things in there as well that I was just not, I just don't like the way they look. So I just didn't pick them up. Or they just had cards that I wasn't going to end up using. I know that some people buy these just for the collector's value of them. But I do tend to get these with the idea that I want to play the cards. So it's really important to me to have some part of this playable. So we start with Forced Fruition here. This is a card that I'm already using, so I can't wait to replace it with this card. The original art for Forced Fruition is very interesting, but I just like this one a lot more. Followed by a Future Sight, another card that I'm using in a Chaos deck, and this is going to be really fun to put in there. I think that this just looks really incredible. I love the artwork on this. Next up, we have a Mental Misstep. I don't know if this will ever see play for me. Mental Misstep is a notoriously famous card, but I only play Commander, so we'll see if this actually gets play. Although, again, the art is incredible. Followed by a Mind's Dilation. This is another card that's in the same Chaos deck as the Future Sight that I cannot wait to get in there. I've been waiting for this art for a while. This just looks incredible. And it's not that the Mind's Dilation art doesn't look good. This just looks really good. And then I think there's one more. Yeah, we have Well of Lost Dreams. Yet another card that I'm using. This was in, I believe, my Fire Song and Sunspeaker, if you guys follow me on that one. This is a card I can't wait to put in there as well. It just looks really cool. I love the artwork here. It's very colorful, and it just looks fun, so I can't wait. And then last but not least, we got ourselves a Shadow Sliver. And again, I think we avoided... No, we have a lip on this one. Yeah, you can see it. Just barely. I don't get that. Oh well. Is what it is. Okay, so now we're going to look at the Transformers ones. Let me see which one's which. We got... Okay, so we're going to look at this one first. Or, is this the right one? I don't know which one's which. So we're going to look at this one first. We're going to look at Roll Out and Rise Up. I think this one's the lands. It might not be lands. Fate rarely calls upon us at a moment of our choosing. Transformers More Than Meets the Eyes. Very cool. Oh, no, okay, so this is... I was going to try and save this one for a second, but we'll just go ahead and... I'm going to pull the extra card off the camera real quick here and get this guy off of that thing. And we'll jump right into this. I was in the process of building a Ultra Magnus deck, and there's quite a few cards in here that I'm going to be using in that deck as well. So we got ourselves True Conviction here with the Transformers on it. Very cool card. We got Rodimus Prime there. I remember talking about Transformers, and I remember telling you about a moment when I was a kid. I was watching the 80s cartoon, and I was talking about the other person that opened the Allspark, and it was Rodimus Prime, it was Rodimus, and here is the picture of him doing so. So very cool. I always thought that was super cool that it wasn't just Optimus that got that. And then eventually I believe Ultra Magnus does as well. We have Dramatic Reversal. Got ourselves a really prime look at Optimus Prime here. We have ourselves Fabricate. You can never go wrong with Fabricate. I'm super excited to get this, especially because we got ourselves a nice looking Megatron art here. We got Collective Brutality. We got Bi-Force. And we got Greater Good. This is just another really great card. I use this in quite a few decks, so I can't wait to use this. We got Optimus, Ultra Magnus, and Rodimus. So very cool. And then our extra card in this one, and I think this is the extra card in all of them. I could be wrong about that, but we got Cybertron, which is a alternative art of Command Tower, and I'm so excited for this. Like I said, I'm building a Ultra Magnus deck, so it's gonna fit into there really well. All right, next up, let me get this all packed out of the way. We're gonna do One Shall Stand and One Shall Fall. This one, if I remember correctly, should be the lands. And these ones, all 5 of them are gonna get used. We're gonna throw those right into the Ultra Magnus deck. Well, not all 5, obviously, the Naya ones. So, and again, we're just gonna pull that off. I wasn't as excited about the lands until I took some time to look at them while I was waiting for this secret layer to get in. They put a lot of glue on the back of this. And then when I had a chance to like really appreciate what I was looking at, I decided these lands are pretty cool. There's so much trash here. We got ourselves the planes, which is just really cool looking. I think they're on Cybertron here. The island. We got some fighting going on up here, and then swamp here. We got, I couldn't tell if that was Bumblebee or not. It was some yellow Autobot fighting a robotic alligator. The mountain was sick. The mountain just looks like a graveyard full of dead Decepticons and Autobots, just robots in general. Really excited for that one. And then the forest. The forest looks really cool too. My guess is this is the domain of Grimlock. But yeah, super cool looking. And then there you go, Cybertron again. So we got ourselves another Cybertron. All right, and the one that I was most excited for, because again, this goes to, so the Ulamog Secret Lair, the Kozenden Secret Lair, and this one were all definitely worth the price because they all had at least one card in them that was well over the amount of the Secret Lair. In this case, there's 2. If you combine the value of Blightsteel Colossus and Darksteel Colossus, this was a screaming deal for these cards. So we're just going to jump in here. These are supposed to be, I believe, double-faced. There was a point in time where I think one of my buddies thought that they were multiple cards, but I think that I confirmed that these are, in fact, just double-sided. So we're just going to this. Okay, so let's open. Yep, double-sided. I could see because on the back of these. All right. So starting with Megatron being Blightsteel Colossus. And so we have the Megatron in his untransformed bipedal position. And then if you flip it over, we have him transformed into his tank version. Like I said, Blightsteel Colossus, really expensive right now. So to be able to get it in a secret layer for a fraction of the price is just really good. We have the Allspark, which is the doubling cube. I don't remember exactly how much doubling cube is. I don't think that one is too expensive, but I could be wrong about that. It's not something that I've looked up in the recent past. So, and if you flip this over, we just have a greater view of the pedestal that is sitting on. And on each side, actually, now that I notice this, down here we have freedom is the right of all sentient beings from Optimus Prime, and then on the back of it, it says peace through tyranny with Megatron. And then finally, we have our Optimus Prime, who is the Dark Steel Colossus, in his bipedal untransformed version, and then in his iconic semi-truck version on the back. So that's really cool. And then last but not least, we have Cybertron. So we have 3 Cybertrons, 1 per box in there. And then lastly, we have the DJ Scarab card. I don't think there's an extra card in here. I think it's just the DJ Scarab, but that's what we have this video for. So we're just gonna open this guy up. Put the trash aside here. Oh, it appears there's 2 cards in here. Nope, I lied. There's 1 card in here. Okay, so just getting your hopes up, guys. For those of you who haven't received it yet. Some of you may have received it already. I have another buddy that lives in the same city as me who got his 4 days before me. He always gets his secret layers before I do. Yeah, we got 1 card here. We got DJ Scarab God. I just love the art on this. I didn't know that this was something they were doing. I remember that when I saw that they were doing the Transformers secret layer, that I really wanted it, and that was the only thing that mattered to me. And then when I finished my order, because I had $200 or more in the order, they gave me this free promo card, and I thought that was super cool. We didn't get any digital exclusives, so no sleeves or anything like that for our MTG Arena accounts. But let's be honest, I am way happier about getting this promo card than I am any of those digital exclusives. So this is DJ Scarab God. It's just Scarab God, but he looks sick, and he looks like he's dropping some mad beats. And that's it, guys. That is the entirety of the Secret Lair December drop. Not the whole thing, like I said. There was I think 3 in total. There was a Secret Lair that had a few basic lands that I wasn't all that interested in. There was a Secret Lair that had 3 Planeswalkers that I just absolutely hate when they do that version of the Planeswalker. And there was 1 other Secret Lair with Kess Dissident Mage, where Kess was the only card I wanted, and the rest of them I was never going to use, so it didn't make sense to purchase it. But again, this is one of those, if you missed it, I feel for you. You definitely missed out on a pretty big opportunity there. Probably the cheapest you'll ever get an Ulamog, probably the cheapest you'll ever get a Blightsteel, and probably the cheapest you'll ever get a Serra Ascendant. Unless they get reprints soon. So for the time being, pretty cool. And then you miss out on this really cool DJ Scarab God. That's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. But let's keep it positive. I will be removing any negative comments. And until next time, guys. Peace.